Hey guys, welcome back. This is Chosen Architect, and today we're going to be getting into some Draconic Evolution fusion crafting. Alright guys, so let's get started today. And before we get into Draconic Evolution, I do want to get some dyes going. So what I decided to do was to set up a chest, and I hope this works, but it may not be fast enough. I decided to use this Ender Hopper from Dark Utilities, but I just don't think that it is going to be fast enough. I don't know. If not, I won't really worry about it. But we're going to set up, I don't need this many mechanical users, but I am going to set up a little square in here, just so I can get a bunch of dye real quick. And one mechanical user will go right here, put it right on top, and we drop it where it faces downward, just like that. We can break this block. Good, I broke it fast enough, so that stays that color. And if we put a hoe in here, and we set this to, I do believe it is generic click, and set it to left click, it will left click and break stuff. So if I hit this with bone meal, bam, we get all the stuff that come out of there. So this is a pretty fast way of doing it, so you don't have to do it yourself. If you guys know a block that will place the bone meal down, because they don't seem to be placing bone meal down. Unless, I mean, I tried getting this guy to do it, and it just didn't seem to work. If I set it to upper left slot only, and set this to right click, because you right click bone meal, and hit generic click, it's not doing anything. Place on block, or use item on block, which I figure would work, or activate block with item, use item, nothing. So yeah, this doesn't work, but the left click on the generic click with this seems to work. So yeah, I just need something to be able to place bone meal, and that would be awesome. That way I can gather a lot of flowers, and it could do all this stuff without me having to, yeah, sort my inventory and all that good stuff. Yeah, I'll be back after I get a little bit of dye, and then we'll start and hop right into some Draconic Evolution. Okay, so I decided to put my Draconic stuff over here, but the only problem is it's not got any light, so we need to get some light down. And to do that, I'm going to use these awesome lamps that do a pretty good job of lighting the area up, and they do look really nice, and they're pretty cheap to make. Let's just look at the recipe real quick, and I'll show you how easy they are to make. They just require a redstone torch, and they're automatically lit blocks, and they require this, which could be expensive if you don't have access to the dyes or glowstone, but doing that thing that I just showed you how to do to get dyes works out pretty good. There might be an easier way to get dyes, but that's like the best way for me to get them, and it's going to work out perfect. Okay, so we're going to hop into some Draconic Evolution, like I said. And we need to start off with these guys, the basic fusion crafting injectors. It does require some stone, and it requires a Draconic core. We're going to need 9 of those. And we're going to need 9 of these basic fusion crafting injectors. And then we're also going to need this guy, the fusion crafting core, which is going to go in the center. So yeah. This can be kind of expensive to get started, and you're going to need a lot of power for some of the crafting recipes. Let's hope that we have enough for everything. 9 of these to get started. There we go. And then we're also going to need, where's that? 1 for this. So actually 10 of the Draconic cores. And then this you're just going to need a bunch of stone and blocks of iron. And so make sure we have 9 blocks of iron, and you will need 9 of them because you're going to have to use them to upgrade to the Wyvern. So let's go ahead and see if we can get all 9. So we got 10. That was actually an accident. Oh man, I used one of the other cores on accident. Oh well, I can always use it for something later. But there we go. There's our extra for this guy, and that just requires some lapis blocks. Okay. So we only need 9. Just make sure I have just 9. There we go. And then they're fusion crafting. Alright, now here's where it can get expensive. I'm going to power this differently than a lot of people might power it. You can use the Draconic energy system. There is a energy like cable system built into the Draconic Evolution, but the system we're going to use is the Flux network. Now, they don't work normally on the backside of the cores, so if I place my cores, which I do like to have them, you can have them a distance away. I'm going to go ahead and place them right here, and I'm going to place them all around, just like so. And then in the middle will be our core, and this is actually going to be one block up, so let's go ahead and place, I want to place it right there. Go ahead and break this. So it's going to be in the middle. Consider this like a cube, and these can be in a cube around it, and this can too, and they can be on either side, and it can be up to 1 block away if you wanted it to, but I like it 2 blocks spaced away, and it works out pretty fine. What we need to do is get stuff powered on the top. That's how we're going to use the Flux network. They will not work on the back, unfortunately, but they do work on the top, and they also work on the bottom, I do believe. So if you want to power them that way, you can as well. Alright, so let's go see if we have enough for the Flux points. I'm going to need 9 points, so hopefully I have enough. If not, I need to set up an auto crafting. That's what I thought. I'm missing 1 Flux. Okay, so the Flux is what I need to automate, and there's a few ways to automate it. I'm going to use the simple way. It does require more power, but then doing it manually, but I think that'll be fine. Let's go ahead and search Flux. Flux can be smelted, I do believe. It says maybe that's the only recipe. It used to be taking redstone and cooking it. Can you not do that anymore? Like smelting redstone? I guess you can't. Okay, so I guess we have to throw it in the fire. So that might be something we need to automate later. Using some flint and steel on some redstone. We have tons of redstone, so I'm just going to throw a big pile in here. And this will all turn into Flux. There we go. And I'll just toss that back in. Alright, let's go ahead and craft our points. There we go. Now we have enough for all of our points. While it's crafting up, go back up here. Alright, and what we need to do is get these guys to Wyvern. I want to get all of them up to Wyvern. And to do that, let's look at the Wyvern. The Wyvern tier requires the fusion. Each one, whenever you put a basic inside the crafting injector, it'll give you the Wyvern core if you have the diamond, the Wyvern core itself, the Draconic core, and a block of Draconium. You're going to need that for the Wyvern fusion crafting injector. It also requires 256,000 RF, so it's a good idea to have this guy up and running. Alright, so our Flux points should be ready to go. There they are. And each... Hold on, we're being interrupted. There we go. Ah, okay. So like I was saying, each one of these you're going to have to manually set. Set this to main output. Set that to true. Ignore limit. Not what I want to do. Be careful, you have to shift click them. And I was told that's a graphic bug. A graphical bug, it not connecting. So if you see it's not connecting, it should still be connected. It's just there's some kind of bug. So yeah, as you see, when I place the next one, it kind of goes there. Yeah, set all these to your output. If you have it set up like mine, the main output, you can do it that way. Just use main output. Red for red. It's a good way to remember it. Remember it. There we go. And just set all of these. Trust me, this will make your life so much easier when you finally realize what this does. It'll make the crafting so much faster. Yeah, I got color back on that one. Awesome. So let's see some of the recipes we need. with Draconic. We can actually use this one, I guess, since we have it. And we will need the Wyvern Core, which does require another star, but we have tons of them. And it also requires 4 of these guys. Just remember that. And then we also need 2. So let's get 1 of those. We have 2 of those. We need a Draconium block. And then some diamond. So we'll get 2 cores. And this is what I like to do. I like to clear my inventory down here because this does matter. Place this down. There we go. And they all need to be separated. So I like clearing them off my inventory, setting everything offside. Just like that. And then we'll get our diamond. Just like this. There we go. And now each one of these will be placed inside of here. Doesn't matter what order, just as long as they're in here. And you won't use all of them up. Just all of the available. And since we have this crafting injector right here, we're going to use that. You click on this and it opens up a UI. And if you place this in here, it'll say it's ready to go because it sees all the items here. And then right here, the Wyvern Fusion Injector, if you hit start, it should happen really fast since we have the power in there, these power cables hooked up. And then you just sit here and watch. So yeah, enjoy. This is a pretty neat thing that it does. I love showing this, especially for people who has not got into the Draconic Evolution before. It's like one of my favorite things, especially the popping. It's so good. Also, this floor, by the way, this floor is some really cool stuff. I'll show you that here in a minute once this is done. Yeah, it turns red. It basically takes all the items, particle accelerates it, and gives us what we want with the Wyvern. So yeah, we need to do that to all 9 of these to be able to get into some Wyvern crafting stuff, because at the moment there's not too much you can do with the basic. The basic, let's see, what is it used for? Basically, it's only used for turning into Wyvern. So yeah, and the Wyvern is used... Okay, maybe that's not what we're looking at. What is... Let's see. It's not showing us everything. I'm sure there's stuff you can make in the basic. We go to Draconic Evolution. I think you can make it inside the, this. No, actually, that requires Wyvern. This probably requires Wyvern, because you have to have the Awakened Draconium, which requires a Wyvern core. Or which requires a Wyvern crafting injector. So yeah, mostly everything getting started with Draconic Evolution requires you to get to the Wyvern stage. And once you have all the Wyvern, then you can make the Awakened Draconium, and from the Awaken you can get even farther. And getting this really awesome armor, and these tools are really good too. And they can be enchanted and stuff like that. So yeah, we're definitely going to get into this in the next few episodes, so hopefully you guys are ready for that. Also, the download. There is going to be a download. You guys will have this right here set up, and you guys can turn them all into the Wyvern yourself, except for the first one, because I'm going to turn that one. This right here. See, you don't even have to worry about the connection because it's already going to be set up. Now, it does have a graphical thing, so if you want to mess with it and maybe set it to main output or maybe break it, I don't know. But it should still be connected, I do believe. If not, you might have to reconnect it. There we go. Oh well, if that's the case, then that's the case. But it's still awesome that we have the ability to have the full amount, or basically it's pulling out all the energy about as fast as it can, and putting it into here. Otherwise, it would take like 15 minutes to craft the this stuff, the Draconium. Where's it at? This right here, the Awakened Draconium. It would take like 15 minutes to craft the blocks. So, yeah, awesome. Well, the download to this is going to be down in the description. So if you want this map, and you've made it this far through the video, then you will have access to this map. Now, I do warn you, When it does say that it is updating or when it's backing up, it's close to a gig, so I'm pretty sure this world is already close to a gig in size. So just be wary of that. It is going to be about a gig, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to use Google Drive to send that all out to you guys. Hopefully that works. I think I can send it out through there, and pretty securely. So you guys will probably need to have a Google account and also have access to the Google Drive, which is free. So all you gotta do is just go to just type in Google Drive, and it should pull up for you. But yeah, awesome. Well, this is the basics of the fusion crafting. What I want to do is kind of get all of these done. That is going to be my main step, but for the rest of this video, I think I'm going to build the rest of this up for you guys. So I was using basalt, and the basalt was working great. So I'm going to finish using basalt with the chisel. Where is my chisel? Oh, I have one on me. Okay. Let's just clear out some of this. And these pillars, I kind of want to make some pillars going up. Just kind of like my other building over here. And I'll just use the stone. And so, I think I want some pillars like climbing. Like so. Yeah, kind of like this. And then I usually just chip away at what I don't want. Like I don't want the block under here or that. Like so. I think that's going to look nice. And I'll just fill it in where I see fit, where blocks should be. So like, I think blocks should be here. Kind of holding it down. I think I'm going to move that one up one. Go ahead and delete these guys. There we go. And this should look fine. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side, just to make sure. Let's see what this looks like when they connect. That might change my mind. Let's see. That's not even meeting in the center, is it? Where'd I mess up? Oh, I went with the wrong side. Wow. But yeah, this. I think this will look good. There we go. Put it where I put the other one. See, the building videos, you know, they're kind of, I don't know. You guys say you like them, then go for it. But for me, they just seem like they're drawn out. There we go. But I do what you guys tell me to do. I like to hear from you guys today. Okay, so that one is, let me try and match it up. There. And I'm trying to get to the center point here. That's kind of where I want my center. And this is not where I want it. Okay, so these are matching now. Let's just get this to look good. I think I can. Let's just make these higher. All right, this is going to be like the big inner works of a awesome looking building. And the same will be done to this side. Just like so. And of course, all the inside can be deleted. I'm not really concerned with that. It's mostly the outside. Just using this as kind of a template. There we go. And just kind of copy this. The center will change for sure. Yeah, I do think this is going to work out pretty good. Actually, I'm going to leave this as kind of a surprise. Yeah, this is totally going to be a surprise. Whenever you guys, like, I'm going to build this up a little bit more. But when you guys download this world, yeah, you're going to be in for a surprise, guys. There's going to be something pretty cool here. Pretty cool. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, I'm using the brick. By the way, this stuff is made with some ender pearls and eyes of ender, so and some obsidian. So keep that in mind if you want to use those blocks. Just gonna go ahead and fill this stuff in. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the wyvern. I'm gonna leave these uncrafted so you guys can craft them up yourself. I'm also gonna put a chest right over here where you're gonna spawn. You should spawn in this bed, I think, or near here. So yeah, you should spawn somewhere over here, I think. Or I'll set the world spawn over here, and then I'll put a chest where I set the spawn, so you guys can have all the stuff I currently have in my inventory, including the armor and everything. So you should be set to go if you want to start in a world just like this, where I'm at. So you can keep up. Learn some new stuff. If you've never made it this far, you can learn some stuff. Especially with like Draconic Evolution. Like, I love Draconic Evolution. Starting to get dark. There we go. And yeah, building in creative is totally different. Like, I'm so used to building in creative. It's totally different when you're not playing in creative. Like when you're like creative mode, you have so much more freedom to like design your stuff, so it doesn't become a problem. I think I'm gonna leave, yeah, these like that. It's a start of something, that's for sure. This is gonna be like the outline. That scared the crap out of me. Where did that even come from? Get out of here. There we go. Like I was saying, yeah, this is like the start of something totally. Alright, these go up one. I'm trying to level these all out. Because I don't think this is going to change much besides auto-crafting it. Like setting up the auto-crafting. That's about the only thing that would change. Is this right? Am I doing this side right? Yeah, I am. Perfect. Just need to set these up better. Yeah, I'm also a lot faster at building when I'm in creative. So keep that in mind. I might do some like creative world buildings. I might do that. Like maybe after this pack is done. Yeah, probably after like this, I finished it with this pack, which, I mean, it's gonna be a little while before I finish this pack, but, or get tired of this pack anyways. Like Sky Factory 3, the only reason I left it was because this mod pack come out, and I was pretty interested in it, and getting away from Sky Factory. Yeah, because Sky Factory was starting to get old after doing like almost 200 episodes or whatever of it, 150 maybe. Between 2.3 and 3, or 2.5 and 3, because I started playing Sky Factory in 2.5. And I really enjoyed it. Sky Factory is really fun. If you guys have never played it, I really recommend playing it. Speedrunning it is really fun. Especially when you have somebody to speedrun it with. And I speedrun it with, have been speedrunning it with MSU Dog, which I don't know if you've ever seen any of his videos, but back in 2.5, like his videos are like #1 on the top. Like you search for anything, and it was right there. Alright, so this looks pretty good so far. And I kind of want to expand out just like I did here, 3 out this way. And it looks like I just went 1 block in the middle. Just like that. And in the front here, it didn't really do much. Just have the blocks. Just like that. Bam. Let's go ahead and get the rest of those. Actually, I can go ahead and... How did I? What am I doing different? Oh, I have this one down one. Yeah, that's how I want it. I want it to be 2 up like that. And what do I do on this one? Oh, I just don't have this block here. Look at it from the top, we can see that. And of course the top half here is also expanded down. So we can probably do that. Just like that. Perfect. It's actually a nice start to a pretty cool looking building. Of course, I'm going to change out some of these blocks and get a few things going. And hopefully not have a bunch of repeating patterns. Kind of the thing you want to avoid with your building is just having like a bunch of repeating patterns. Yeah, we're going to have a nice little building over here. Kind of have a dark draconic evolution dragon type style building going on over here. And this guy, not much I can do about it. By the way, oh, this is awful. I wanted to show this without that thing on me. If you come near these, yeah, you will get withered. But if you have the rose in your inventory, you no longer have the wither effect and you can go around it. But you start putting speed upgrades in these guys, they'll kill you. Like, I don't understand why. Like, maybe because they're so overpowered? Especially with this setup, it's really overpowered. Let me look at my nether stars. Like, I have 4,000, almost 5k nether star. Like, why? Why? Why is it even a thing? Like, that makes them become useless now. Also, emeralds. Let's get on that topic. I did want to wait for these guys to build up, and it looks like they are built up. Okay, way too high. And the blood is coming randomly. But yeah, I wanted to fill up these tanks. I'm guessing there's a big storage, but what I had to do was filter these with a different kind of fluid conduit. This is the Ender fluid conduit. And then I just have it plugged in with the regular conduits, and it worked fine. But yeah, I needed this to build up kind of a buffer, because it was getting to here, and then the emerald was going on top, like you just saw. But yeah, they are going in here. That is some blood. I wonder, will the blood itself, like, stay in there? I don't know. I'm sure it pipes out, because the blood, that's, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it got blood in there, because I didn't go in there. Unless those guys do produce a little bit of blood. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and dress this guy up, and you guys will see it in the download. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to click that subscribe button and also give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome, and as always, thanks for watching.